So what about me? I'm also a girl child. If she can do it, why can't I do it? So if you feel in your heart that you want to do this, then go for it. You're suffering, you must be concentrated on marriage. But inside me, I just feel that no. I love chicken breasts. I don't have enough olives. I don't have enough olives. But here I am, a champion in my sport.
ImeTheFinest here. Yellow Wisdom and Purpose family. Thanks for wisdoming and purposing with us. Today, I'm super excited because I'm hosting a Zimbabwean national powerlifter and the world's strongest woman. If you ask me, she holds the title of Africa's strongest woman. That is, of course, Chido Maenzanise. Chido, thank you so much for joining me on this platform. I really appreciate your presence.
Thank you so much for calling me in your studio.
All right, how are you feeling now, considering your recent wins?
Yeah, I'm feeling excited and happy about my win because I couldn't believe that I'll be holding the African trophy.
All right, see, I always start with this question to understand your background and the information that has built the person you are today. So what is your earliest childhood memory that you think has defined the person that you are today?
Yeah, it's like when I was growing up, when I was a child, people just called me Chief Indicate, as I was growing up. And some other people said that you must be a policewoman or a soldier, that's what they say, because I was physically fit already. So, but I was not interested in all those things, being a policewoman or even a soldier. I just loved fitness. So I started the fitness, like running in the streets, just for cardio and for fitness. Then I met a man called Blaganza. Then he introduced me to the club called the Health and Fitness Club. That was in 2016, and I started doing the aerobics and squats, in the marathons. But in 2020, I met a man called Black Moses, who's the chairman of the local gym. Then he said, your body, I can see that it's suitable for you to be a powerlifter. So that's when I started doing the powerlifting, and I just trained for 4 months. And surprisingly, I got the gold for Zimbabwe. That's when I started to realize who I am. So in 2023, whilst I was a powerlifter with many accolades for Zimbabwe, but there's a man called Mr. Patterson who called me to the African Strongman. I just went to that competition not knowing anything about strongman. Everything was just new because I was being told everything on stage, like how to lift a sandbag, a yoke, how to lift a stone on stage. You know how it is. And I was the only one who was representing Zimbabwe. And surprisingly, I got the bronze. That's when I started to realize who I am. That yes, I'm a heavy lifter, a power lifter, and the strong woman I am today.
When you was young, people were laughing you, according to the researches that I did, and you mentioned it if they were name calling you Chief Indicate.
Yeah.
Does that affect you in any way, or you just didn't mind about anything?
At first it was affecting me. At first it affected me a lot. Because I didn't know the meaning of that word. When I was young, I didn't know the meaning of that word.
How old were you then?
I still remember that, but by that time I was 5 years. By that time, and I was with my grandma in Shtungis, and people just called me that name. I said, why are these people calling me that name? What does this name mean? I couldn't get the meaning of the name. But I asked my grandma. I said, what does this name mean? I said, you're a strong lady. I said, strong? How strong? I'm not just strong woman. So as time goes on, as I was growing up, when I was doing the fitness thing, I now started to realize, that's why people called me that name. But by that time, I couldn't realize who I am. But people saw something in me.
Before you saw it.
Yes.
So what was, looking back, what was the turning point or the defining moment that you said, no, at this age, I didn't realize, no, I want to do powerlifting?
You know,
Or what were your career aspirations back then when you was going to school?
you know, as I was going to school, you know, I just said, I just want to be a businesswoman. That's what was in my mind. So, by my coach, Black Moses, the one who identified my talent, you know, it's like the way he motivated me and the way he coaches me. And even when I started with him in 2021, it was so good and so passionate because that man is so passionate about people who love sports, who do things willingly with all the passion. Because it's like you'll be feeling the pain. Sometimes he said, I'm not going to the gym. But he started calling me and said, where are you? This is now 8 o'clock. You should be training. So it's like sometimes you'll be going to the gym because of him, not because you want to.
Go, yeah.
But you'll be going because of him. So I just want to thank God for giving me that man as my coach, because he pushes me through thick and hard, through thick and thin. He's with me.
How was your experience then when you first entered into the gym?
Yes, you know, it's like when I entered into the gym, I still remember the funniest scenario was I went to the gym with a Zambia, you know, because I was coming from the grounds.
All right,
Yes, from the grounds, from doing the cardio. So I entered into the gym. Then the gym guys, the bouncer said, "What do you want in here?" I said, "I also want to train." I said, "How can you train with this kind of a cloth? And how can you train with this kit? You know?" I said, "What's wrong with that?" And you know, there were lots of men, and I was the only lady, and I was afraid. I said, "I will never go back into the gym." So then I told my coach, said, "People are mocking me in the gym. They're talking bad about me. They're chasing me away. So when should I go back into the gym?" They said, "Okay, now you must go into the gym. Then just look for Coach Nyasha. That's the one you're supposed to look for, and forget about what people are saying." You know, so Coach Nyasha started training me, and I started to gain confidence in the gym. I started gaining confidence up to now.
Here you are. All right. So, does that it discourage you at any point? I mean, seeing the bouncer saying, "No, we don't want you here." If so, how did you manage to overcome that discouragement or that resentment?
You know what? It's like by that time there was a girl called Maud, who was a national powerlifter. So you know, it's like I just said, but she's getting into the gym and training with the boys nicely. She's being friendly with them. So what about me? I'm also a girl child. If she can do it, why can't I do it? So by that time I started training with her also, and she was also giving me motivation. She said, don't worry about these guys. That's how they are in the gym. That's what they do in the gym. Just forget about them. Then concentrate on your workouts. Just concentrate on what you are here for.
All right, gym, being a beginner in the gym space or in the fitness space is very hard. The clothing or the kit is very expensive. How did you manage that?
On kit, you know, it's like at first, it's like sometimes I still remember I used to like repeat the same clothes because that's the only one maybe that you have. That's the only one that you have. You cannot exchange like clothes. Saying, "Monday I'm going with this pink, blue, white. Tomorrow you won't be having like enough kit." So it's like sometimes you'll be ending up like repeating the same clothes. Say, let me just try them. Then go with them in the next morning. But as time goes on, I was learning, how to be in the gym and how to relate with people in the gym.
How long did that take you to a point where you are now earning a living? You are now earning money from the moment that you started.
Since I started the sports up to now, I'm not earning any money, but I'm just making a name of my own.
Don't tell me you are not making money if you are getting these accolades and you are now the star that we believe in today.
I'm not making any money. Even for this competition that we went for Africa, we're not giving any money. You know, I cannot say that what you're saying is wrong. because everyone believes so.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
everyone will be saying, maybe I live in Borodeo. I've got a GD6. That's what people believe in. Be saying, but I live in ghetto, in Highfield. I don't have any car. I don't have any house. I just have these medals. And it's like sponsorship is one of the things that is pulling me back. Because sometimes you need like to train in good gyms, maybe like Pro Fitness, like Total Fitness. But because of money, in sponsorship and enough kit, you won't be having like enough kit, enough food for you to train, and that is the other thing that is pulling me back. But with these competitions that we do, I'm just making a name of my country and like showing the ladies or other girls that
It's possible.
if it's possible. If I can do it, you can also do it. Because like for this sport, yes, it's called strongman, but people believe that it's only for men. But I'm trying to prove to girls or to ladies, to every woman that with this sport, it's also being done by women. We can also do it.
How do you think the corporate can join into sponsor in or partnerships? How do you think they can do it?
Yeah, I think maybe they can like both. I've got pages on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. It's Zim Strong Woman. That's my page. They can DM me or even contact me on my personal number, which is +263 783 100 410 +263 783 100 410. Then they can contact me, and I really wish to be the ambassador of their company if they've got a company, and yeah, that would be a good thing.
As far as I can, powerlifting sport as a whole, it lacks the sponsorship. How do you think the government can assist you as the players to be where you want to be, or as the whole industry?
Yeah, I think maybe it's like on the sponsorship thing, because it's like each and every month I need food, I need kits, I need supplements, I need maybe to pay the gym fee. I also need to pay my coach and to pay my manager. All sort of all those things, and even maybe money for transport for me to go to gym, and for me to buy my toiletries. There's a lot that
Yeah,
is
sure.
needed for an athlete, for you to be fit and fine and strong and not to be stressed. Because about the sponsorship thing is the most thing that really stresses. Especially maybe when I'm traveling, maybe you'll be having the ticket for you to go to South Africa and compete, but maybe you don't have money for accommodation, you don't have money for food, you don't have money for affiliation, so that's the thing. So I think maybe if the ministry or even the SRC or any companies that they're willing to help, I'm here, I'm free, you can help me, and that would be great. I would really appreciate.
All right, let's go back to your background. I know at first, if you are explaining to your parents, to your family that no, I want to do sports for a living, some they won't accept, and it will be difficult. How did you communicate your dreams to them, and how did they accept it at first, and how are they feeling now?
At that point is like when I started the sports, my family and even my neighbors were just laughing, saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing is for men. Why are you suffering?" Because it's like you'll be going to the gym, then when you're back, you'll be tired, and maybe my mom is saying you must clean the house, or maybe you must clean the dishes. I'm already tired. What are you benefiting? Like when I really started saying, what are you benefiting? Why are you suffering? Why can't you do something else that is profitable for you? But as time goes on, especially when I went to USA for the World, most of the people, even my family, started to believe that this sport can take you this far. So I would just want to thank God that now they can accept and they now understand who I am.
So you let your work explain, or you did the part of the explanation?
I did both. I did both.
I mean, my question is, how did you do it? Because most of I've talked with many young people. They say, "I know I want to do music, I want to do soccer, I want to do this." But the question is, how do they communicate or convince their parents to support their hustle?
Yeah, it's like there was a time when I felt for my mother. Um, she talked to my coach. Was they talked. Then I said, Coach, can you please talk to my mother for you to understand about this sport? And she must understand that maybe when I'm back from the gym and I'm sleeping, or maybe I need to rest, it's not being laziness, because she must feel or understand the pain that I face at the gym. Because like last year, even this year, I was moving with her, going to South Africa or to Zambia to Botswana to compete, and she was seeing all the pain. Then she started to understand, saying, okay, that's why I should be back tired, because it's not an easy job. It's a hard job. So for me to win here, I just took it and said, let's go to South Africa, and then you will see it by yourself at stage and see how much effort you put.
All right, let's talk about I know the space is very lonely and you face a lot of criticism. How do you overcome or navigate those tough days?
Yeah, it's like, like by showing them by example, by example. Because it's like people say a lot of things, negative, a lot of things. Even my neighbors, they said a lot of things. But when they started seeing me on TV or newspaper saying, she's from our community. It's like they're now saying, she's a celeb from our community, They're not saying, she's not a celeb from our community. But at first they're saying, that's why you're not married, because you're doing this sport which is for men. You're suffering, you must be concentrated on marriage. But inside me, I just felt that no, I want to do this sport inside of me. Whilst people were saying, you must be concentrated on marriage, or maybe even on school, or maybe on businesses. Whilst my focus was on sport, saying, this is me. Let me just do what I want, what I feel I want to do. Let me just fulfill my purpose here on earth of being a strong woman or a powerlifter. But now they're just celebrating with me, those people. Because those people are saying, let me have a picture with you. Let these people know that you come from our community, from our area, They're now celebrating with me.
All right. Are you looking forward to getting married soon, or it's not in your mind? And what do you think about marriage?
Yeah, there are a lot of strong women. We have kids, or we have their own partners. Because of this sport, people think that maybe if you're doing the sport of heavy lifting, you won't be able to conceive, or you won't be married. People are different. You men are just different. You have different likes, in a woman. Someone will be saying, I need a strong woman. Someone will be saying, I need a woman who goes to gym. And there are lots of men that I met saying, I need a woman who goes to gym. I need a woman who's fit. I need a woman with this. This doesn't stop you from marriage or even from having kids. You will be, and very soon.
But are you that kind of person who fights, or you are just a peaceful person?
And with this sport, it just gives you discipline. Because okay, I wake up in the morning, then I eat, I go to the gym, and I'll be back tired. So it's like I'll be resting the whole day. Because I'm tired and I'm preparing for tomorrow's workout. I won't have time to do the unnecessary things in the streets, like fighting and so forth. I won't.
All right, let's go back to school. I know growing up in ghetto. There are a lot of fights that happens there, especially high fields. And I know what happens there. So, are you that back then? Were you that person who fights a lot because you are already built? You have a big body that is well built. You have an advantage over other girls or some boys as well.
You know what? On that point, it's just funny because I still remember at school. There was a girl. She was a slim one. Whilst there was a giant one, but she was my bully.
Yeah.
Like seriously, I usually told my brother, say, this girl is bullying me. Then he would laugh at me and say, why is Tatinda bullying you whilst you're the giant one and she's slim? Because what she used to do is on every break or lunch, she would take my lunch box and eat my food. Imagine, she was a bully. She was bullying me, that girl. It's like when I met her last year, she was laughing and saying, so they're telling me that I was bullying in African strong. So it's like people just judge according to the body, not knowing what is inside. That's that's where people misinterpret.
Mm.
But it's just the opposite. We are just cool and calm. It's all about this.
All right, winning this Africa's strongest woman. Walk us through that journey and what was going through your mind when you raised that Zimbabwe flag.
For this journey, it was not an easy one. Out of all the competitions that I've been, because this is the 28th medal,
Mm.
I can say this is the all-in-one medal of all the competitions that I have been. And it was not easy. Especially before you started competing, like the days or maybe the week before the competition, while you won't be able to sleep enough, you'll be thinking, saying, who's gonna come on stage? Which countries am I competing with? How big are these people? How strong are these people? It's like I won't be settled. Like seriously, I'm thinking a lot for the competition. Say, will I be able to lift this weight? Will I be able to win to get the gold? And it's like when I was a power lifter, I used to think that maybe if you're a champion, you won't have much stress. But now I can see that the more you become a champion, the more stress you'll be having because you need to maintain this level. You need to maintain. So it's not easy. So it's like on this competition of Africa, on the first day, South Africa was leading. Then me and Ghana, we were on a tie. So I just said to myself, let me just fight for number two. And then Ghana will be number three. That was my thinking. And even my managers and my supporters were just saying, just fight for number two. At least just fight for number two. Then on the second day, we went on stage for the first activity of the day. It was summer soap. But on that farmer soap, I was on third again. South Africa was on number one, Ghana was on number two, and I was on third. Because it was power and speed. So it's like with Ghana, there was a difference of milliseconds. So now I was stressed. I'm the one who's not getting the number three. I'm now who's getting number three. But on the last event, I really want to thank God. It's like when I'm training, I can't lift the 100 kg sandbag because, like, when I was training, I was just ending up on the 60 kg sandbag. But on the competition, we were given a 100 kg sandbag. And imagine it was what on that day when we completed the last event. So I just prayed to God, say, God, I don't know how you're gonna do it, but I don't know where the strength is gonna come from. But you're the one who gave me this talent for a reason. So I don't know how you're gonna do it. So I just did the one rep with the 100 kg sandbag. And I just lifted my hands and saying, I have won the number two. Because like Ghana was the first one to get on stage. Then unfortunately it had an injury, so it couldn't lift the sandbag. So me, when I lifted the 100 kg sandbag, I just said, at least I have won. I am now on number two. That was my thinking. I said I have succeeded to be number two. Then South Africa went on stage after me. It just lifted the sandbag, but it couldn't pull the sandbag over the bar. So on my thinking with the results, I thought maybe I'm now on number two, and South Africa is on lead. But surprisingly, on the results, everyone was shocked. Even my managers and my supporters were shocked. You're now on number one. How come? Last minute you're now on number one. I just want to thank God because this competition was a tough one. Yes, we had lots of athletes, including Zambia, Algeria, DRC was there. A lot of countries in Africa were there, but Ghana and South Africa, they gave me a tough time. But I just want to thank God that I got the gold.
All right, you mentioned about God, which means you are very spiritual and you pray a lot, if not mistaken. Yeah, how is it important to pray and to include God in everything that you do?
Yeah, it's very important to include God, to put God first. Say, put God first in everything that you do or maybe that I do, because He's the one who gave me the talent, and I know that so we must put him first. Because I don't know where the power came from when I lifted the 100 kg sandbag. Because when I'm training, I can't lift the 100 kg sandbag. It's heavy for me, but on that stage, I just felt like a 2 kg sugar. I don't know, 2 kg packet of sugar. It was just light. And I was shocked. Say, how did I lift the sandbag? It was just a miraculous win. I couldn't believe it, but I just thought, thank God for the strength. For He's the one who gave me this talent.
Or you was the only black woman, if not mistaken.
No, we were mixed. There were blacks, whites.
Oh.
Yeah, we were mixed.
All right, my camera person said I should ask you this question. What do you eat? What's your secret? What's your diet look like?
My diet is I eat less, but I have more meals.
Explain.
That's
What
me.
do you mean?
I mean, like, I eat. Oh, okay, I can eat. Yes, I eat in small portions. Like, maybe I can eat by 7. Let's say maybe by 7. Then by 7:30, I'll pick up something. By 7:45, I need something to eat. By 8 o'clock, I need something. That's how I do. That's how I eat. Each and every time I'll be chewing. Like on competition, some other guys are saying, you are a worm. Because they're seeing me eating all the time. That's how I eat. Actually, I don't eat big meals at once. But
Why
small
is that
meals.
important to me as an athlete to eat in portions?
I think maybe athletes were different. Because there's some other strong men who eat large portions at once. But me, I'm just different. I think maybe it depends with who you are.
Looking back, what has been your hardest challenge, and what are the major lessons that you learned from those challenges?
You mean challenges in sport?
No, not just sport, like in life in general.
Yeah, life in general, I can say, yeah, maybe about like seeking helpers, and the sponsorship thing, because it's not easy to win someone's heart, or maybe to win a sponsor saying, I want to give you money for you to go to a competition, then maybe wearing your brand. With that, I don't have any problem. I don't have any problem with like wearing the brand of companies and people, as long as they're supporting me. But to win their heart, it's not easy. It's not easy because you need to check up on them, say, ask, good morning, say, how are you? Yes, I just want to remind you that I'm going next week to Africa competition. It's not that easy. But some of the challenges that I faced, as I've said, maybe in the community, like people will be telling you, saying, you're now walking like a man, you're now acting like a man. Say, how? Saying, by lifting heavy weights.
What does that experience taught you about yourself and about other people?
It's like that has taught me that, what I've learned from that is just be who you are. Just be who you are, then go for it. Because at first, when I started this sport, people were saying, you're now becoming shapeless, you're now becoming like a man. But I didn't give up. I kept on pressing, going to the gym every day. And people were saying a lot of things, but I kept on pressing and going to the gym and not stopping. But now they're saying, you're not seeing the results. I don't know why we're saying negative about this, but we're now seeing that it's a good thing.
Where did you get that resilience? Where did you get the courage of keep going regardless of naysayers around?
Yeah, one with my coach, and some other people that motivate me, because I've got like the motivators, and some are from UK, in USA, like Rebecca Roberts, Angelica Jordan, Gabby Girl. There are lots. Was like I was googling and seeing some other world champions that usually motivates me each and every day. When I'm down, they usually motivate me.
All right, qualifying for the world's strongest in USA, what excites you about that, and what scares you the most?
What excites me is to just step in USA is a testimony on its own, even to be invited. was as I was checking on the other athletes that have been invited to USA, I've seen that I'm the only one who has been invited. So it's such a huge privilege to be invited in that huge competition. And the other disadvantages are like me. Yes, I've got 2 years doing this sport, but now on stage I'll be competing like with people who have got much experience, like for 10 years doing the sport, 12 years, 15 years doing the sport. The age difference. So it's like these people have got much more experience in the sport. But yeah, it's a good thing for me because I'll be learning also from them on techniques on how do they do it. But on the world stage, you'll be like afraid to say, okay, so I'm the one who's holding Zimbabwe. So if I fail, so Zimbabwe has failed. It's like I'll be Zimbabwe. Me, I'm Zimbabwe. So yeah, but I'm learning as time goes on, and yeah, I'm gaining more strength, more knowledge, and more power about the sport.
All right, so growing up in the ghetto, we face a lot of challenges, and there are certain wisdom that you get from the ghetto. What are the most valuable things that you say, I've learned this in the ghetto, and no one can take this away from me?
From the ghetto, what I've learned is those people are united. It's like if there's any win, those people will celebrate with you. Because it's like my neighbors and those people who were saying negative about me when I started are the ones who are now saying, when you're coming back from a competition, tell us and we want to come to the airport and welcome you, and receive you and say, she's from our community. So those people are just united, and now they are now encouraging me more about the sport. Say, you can do it, go and do it. If you've done it in Africa, if you've done it in Zimbabwe, then you can also do it in the world.
All right, let's take a quick short break, then we'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back. Today we are in conversation with Chido Maenzanise. Chido, you mentioned that you have recently formed a club. Talk to us about that, and what is it all about?
Yeah, because as I've realized that in Zimbabwe, I was the first one to break the record of strongmen in Zimbabwe. I was the first one to introduce the sport in Zimbabwe. So now I've come up with a club called the United Strongmen Club. United Strongmen Club. Why did I say United? Because I'm combining like the girls. It's for boys. It's for kids. I've got a group of kids that I'm training. I've got a group of disabled people that who are also lifting weights. Because it's like in these competitions that we go, I've never seen a competition of seeing the disabled people or even the kids lifting weights. So I've said it united. So I'm trying to unite everyone, no matter who you are, no matter how old you are. You are able to lift the weights. You are able to be a strong man or a strong woman. So I'm just uniting everyone in every form.
But how can we join the club or any restrictions in terms of age?
For now, in terms of age, it was from 5 years and above. Was there some other little kids maybe cannot walk,
Yeah.
So it's like I've said from 5 years and above that they can join the club.
All right. Basically, for us, the curious minds who don't know whether what will be happening in those clubs or what will be happening, explain like you are explaining to a grade 1 kid.
Okay, it's like in that club, it's for strong men. They'll be doing strong men because I'm introducing the sport into Zimbabwe, and it's like now I've got some other equipment for strongmen that I have. So I'm trying to teach people like how to do the strongman, the techniques, and how to do it. Maybe it's to lift the sandbag, how So I'm trying to teach the Zimbabweans that how do you do it. It's like that if they go out or maybe if they go on stage with some other international athletes, they'll be able to lift and then they'll win.
How much is it to join the club, or even to stay in the club?
To join the club is for free.
Mm.
It's for free. You just contact me on my number, as I've said, +263 783 100 410. Or maybe to contact me on my pages, Zim Strong Woman. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, it's Zim Strong Woman.
Where is it located? Location?
Yeah, it's in Highfield.
Oh, why Highfield?
Because that's where I grew up. That's where my roots are.
Oh, so basically you are targeting the people around your community or in your community?
No, I'm just targeting everyone in Zimbabwe, but it's starting from my roots in Highfield, because that's where we usually train for now. Because it's not yet well known, it's not yet well established. It's like that. But my plan is to have more branches, like maybe the other one here in Borodale, the other one in Highlands, the other one in Highfield, the other one in Glenview, the other one maybe in Mutare. More branches, more cities.
Already, out of curiosity, I've asked you this question before they said, but I'm going to ask it again for someone out there. How often do you work out, and how long?
I usually work out for 4 to 5 hours. Why? Because for this sport, I need to train for endurance, I need to train for power, I need to train also for speed. Because it's like in strongman, maybe I'm moving with the yoke. I must have the power to lift the yoke. Maybe it's 300 kgs yoke. I must have the power to lift it first. Then now I must have the speed to move with it within maybe the targeted time. Maybe it's a minute. Within a minute, you must walk for 20 meters with the yoke. So that's the thing. That's why I have so much time to train per day.
What keeps you going?
What keeps me going is, is at my stage. If anyone maybe sees the competition, or maybe if there's any competition, someone will be saying, you're a champion. We have seen maybe a competition in UK. Where can't you go? Sometimes maybe be saying, maybe I'm not going for a UK competition. Maybe I'm going for the one in USA. But people, they'll just pressurize you and say, okay, if you don't have enough resources, maybe we can help you. Then you go to the competition and represent Zimbabwe. You're a treasurer. You're a champion. Just go and showcase. Maybe in this competition, maybe in Botswana, in South Africa, I don't know. And the other thing that pushes me to go is the people that are around me. I have surrounded myself with people with positive minds, and that pushes me forward. Especially maybe on my coach, even on my family, they push me to move forward. And because my vision is to be the world champion. That is my.
What makes you proud?
It's it's just a long one.
Maybe, make it short, or may go as far as you can.
Yeah, it's like when I was growing up, it's like maybe if you're in a ghetto, people will be looking down on you and saying, this is nothing, or maybe she just go to school. Then after that, maybe she can work, maybe somewhere
Look for a job,
at a low job, Then she'll be married and maybe stay in a ghetto, That's what people will be thinking of you. Especially maybe if you're living in a ghetto. But now people are just being surprised. So the African champion comes from Highfield. The champion comes from where you are. So I'm just proud to be who I am. Yes, I come from ghetto, from Highfield. But I'm just proud that that's where the African treasure is being found. Most people will think that maybe she's being found in low densities, in suburbs, or maybe she's being found somewhere far. But I'm just in a local one, in high density area.
But All right, what do you think about education? I'm very passionate about education, and I have a lot of things that I want to be changed or to be transformed and improved in the education in our education system. What do you think about our education system? Do you think it's okay the way it is, or they must be serious in terms of sports and the curriculum that you have?
About the education system, it's like once you realize the talent maybe of your child, or maybe once you realize your talent, then go for it. Maybe she's talented maybe in sports, and maybe someone maybe is talented, yes, in school. Maybe she's good at school, she's good maybe at accounting, she's getting um 15 points, 20 points. Yes, that's good for her. And maybe her focus, maybe she wants to be in accounting, or maybe she wants to be a pilot. I don't know her dream. But what I can say is, let's say maybe she's bad at school. Your child is bad at school. And then maybe she's good at swimming. Then try to encourage her and to push her forward in her own talent. Don't just think that maybe being good at school is the only thing maybe that will make you rich, or maybe that will make you to have good life. No, we are just different. As of me, okay, on my example, I don't have enough O levels.
Mm.
I don't have enough O levels. But here I am, a champion in my sport. So what I can say to you, especially the parents, is to just realize the talent of your child, and please, 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 God gave each and everyone different talents. Different talents. We have got different talents. If you have realized the talent of your child, please just come forward and push it, and please push it to go forward, and support, please, parents, support the talent of your child once you realize.
But do you think there are people who were born without talent?
On that question, I think it's tricky, because I've seen, like, from an example, the owner of KFC, he realized his talent is 65. So I think maybe it's about time, and the other thing is about keep on trying, and about trying is from my own experience. I can say from my own experience. Why? Because yes, in me, I felt that I want to do fitness. I just felt that I want to do fitness, not the heavy lifting, the weightlifting. But as time goes on, you know, my coach just said, "Why can't you just try?" He said, "Try powerlifting. Maybe you're good at it, because I can see with your body that you can do it." He just said, "Try," and then I tried. But you know that it's like when I went to that competition. If I've got the lower points and I didn't win the gold, maybe I would have given up and said, maybe this is not for me, because I didn't win. There's some other people who can do this. But when I got the gold, that's when I realized that, so this is me. So the other things is about trying. And then in trying, that's when you see who you are.
I've noticed that you are having a bad weather, so let's see, get the ball rolling. I want to put you on the corner now. Look at this camera and read a letter you would write to an 18-year-old Chido who is trying to figure out life, or who is mocked by the colleagues. Yeah, it's your time. Yeah, read a letter you would write to your old self, to an 18-year-old Chido who is trying to figure out life, who is being laughed at by the colleagues or the people around. What would you say up to him, to her, I mean, now with the knowledge that you have and with where you are today?
What I can say to you is, you know that the more the people are laughing at you, is the more they are lifting you up. Because those people that are laughing at you, are the same people that will be praising you tomorrow. So don't feel bad about that, because God is a reason for that. So don't feel bad, but just keep on pressing. One day you'll be testifying. One day you'll be testifying the same thing those people are mocking at you. So if you feel in your heart that you want to do this, then go for it. Yes, at first it's painful. At first you'll be losing like money, maybe to go and train to go for what, but in the day of tomorrow, you'll be celebrating your harvest, because for every testimony there's a test behind. So don't feel bad about that. Just keep on pressing. If you feel in your heart that you want to do this, then go for it. That's what I can say to you.
Thank you so much. That's a powerful letter, and it's a very insightful as well. So we have what you call the final five. I'll ask you 5 random questions, then we are done. My first question is, if you had to make one universal law that everyone must follow, which one would it be?
One
Universal law that everyone must follow.
never is to never give up. Never give up. Then, uh, what can I say? Mm,
All right, let's jump to the next one. What is the best and worst advice you ever received? Let's start with the best advice.
the best advice is from my coach.
Mm.
When he said you can do it, whilst I was at the least, thinking that I would fail, especially for this competition. He just told me whilst I was quiet and silent on my bed. He just told me, said, if you've done it before, why can't you do it now? You can do it. He just said, go for it. Those words just touched me, and I just said, Coach, are you serious about this? He just believed in me. He believed in me even now, and he said, just go for it. You can do it.
What's the worst advice that you say I'm gonna handle the nonsense?
The worst advice was what you're doing. Why are you doing this sport? This sport is for men. That's why it's being called strong men. What? But you're a woman. Why are you doing this sport? Just leave it. Because you're now changing. Those people will be saying. Because that person was saying you're now changing. Even your hormones.
If
You know, it's just-
But do you think there is a element of truth, or it's the absolute nonsense?
it's nonsense
All right. If you could change one thing in Africa, which one would it be?
to change. Even especially on sports. On sports, I would change. On sports, like for the support, was I now feel the pain that athletes go through for someone to be called a champion, or maybe for someone to go for a competition. I know the preparation that it takes for someone to go for a competition. I would change that.
If you could eat one meal for the rest of your life, which one would it be?
I love chicken breast.
Mm, mm. And you eat it in small portions.
My small portions of chicken breast.
All right, thank you so much, Chido, for coming. I really appreciate your presence. I wish you the very best. May God help you to grow, to achieve your dreams, and I wish success to your club as well.
Thank you so much.
All right, is there anything that I left out that you want to give out there?
What I can say is I've seen a lot of people asking me about the strongmen in Zimbabwe. But yes, as we have said, that it's now good news that we've got a club, and me, I'm here also to help you as your coach, to guide you in the sport. So it's now an advantage for Zimbabwe, because I've got the equipment, I've got the club, I've got everything that is needed for the strongman sport. So if you feel like you want to join the sport, then you can contact me on the details that I have said.
And you put the numbers on the screen as well. All right, to you who is watching, thank you so much for watching this far. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, like and share our content. This will means a lot to us in the team. But for now, we are out.